guys, so this is something I've never done before, I never thought I'd be doing, which is a YouTube review of Treat Studios Jack Torrance costume. The reason I'm doing this is because I decided to buy it and I couldn't find anything online about what it was like except the odd Amazon review and review on their website. No videos, no pictures. So I thought I would do one. As I know Treat Studios stuff is pretty popular. You can find reviews of the masks and the pops all over YouTube. So I thought I would try one for Jack Torrance. So the costume from Treat Studios I think is generally not that popular because it's pretty expensive. Usually it's to be about $70 or £70 in British money, which is even more. And you just get a shirt and a jacket. And it's fancy dress. So I understand why a lot of people don't buy it. I had a voucher for Amazon, which meant I paid less than half price for it. And I really wanted to upgrade my Jack Torrance costume to something a little bit more accurate. It was one of my more popular cosplays that I did, and I was just using an old vintage sort of rusty red corduroy jacket that wasn't at all accurate, and the closest sort of shirt that I could find on Amazon. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to try and upgrade it. That's what I did, and this is what I got. So obviously you get two bits. You get the shirt here, which is pretty, standard for a shirt, but to be fair, given it's supposed to be a fancy dress costume, it's a reasonable shirt that you could probably wear. The only thing that makes it more fancy dressy than a normal costume, than a normal shirt, is the cuffs are literally without buttons. They're not traditional cuffs at all. Doesn't matter from a costume point of view, as you're wearing it you won't see that, but that is the shirt that you get. The problem with this shirt is that it's not at all accurate to the one Jack Nicholson wears in the film. So the pattern on this shirt, the sort of plaid pattern, is wrong. If you look at the film, that's not what it's like. These white crosses don't run over the top of the red lines, they run separately. The general design is a little bit different. I mean, in terms of doing cosplay, that's no biggie. I've never seen anyone who does a Jack Torrance cosplay that's got the shirt spot on, and I assume that's probably because it's quite hard to find. I wonder even if there's a sort of copyright issue that certain company owns that particular plaid pattern and therefore other places can't replicate it. But it does mean that this isn't right. Colours wise, it's nice. I know the colours on this camera are a bit washed out, but colours wise it's almost spot on. It's got that sort of faded, slightly washed out look that the film one has. But in terms of actual pattern, it's wrong. It also does not have a top pocket, which his does. It's very hard to see, it's under the jacket, so it's probably not the end of the world, but that's not there. What is interesting, however, is if you watch Dr. Sleep, this shirt matches the one that's worn by Jack Torrance in the flashbacks in that. They're only very, very quick shots, but this pattern, this plaid pattern, is what he has on his shirt there. If you're really picky, I'm pretty sure the buttons aren't white on that shirt, but So I do wonder if there's a reason they couldn't get the pattern, both Treat Studios and the actual film, Dr. Sleep. But there you go. The shirt's, it does the job, but if you're out there looking for a screen-accurate Jack Torrance shirt, this is not going to get it for you. So don't buy this for the shirt if that's what you're looking at. And then you get the jacket, and the jacket is kind of the main thing that attracts people, I suppose, and it's pretty good. It is thin, but it's not ridiculously thin. It's still corduroy, which means it looks the part. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a costume jacket, but wearing it is pretty alright. It's pretty effective. There's a couple of little things about it that, if you're again looking for super screen accuracy, aren't perfect. So I think the buttons are too light. You can probably see them there, even though the colours are washed out here. They're very, very light. Jack's buttons tend to be the same colour as the actual jacket itself. They stand out a little bit. It's not lined, which you wouldn't think is a problem when you wear it, but again, if you watch the actual film, most of the time Jack's jacket the button section is turned outwards, hangs like that, and you can see the light red lining on the inside. So again, if you're looking at super screen accuracy, this isn't quite it, but it is pretty good. The pockets are all correct, but you have two pockets down here, like this. They look pretty perfect, and they are both functional. So I've seen plenty of write-ups where you read the description of this thing, it's got one functional pocket. It hasn't, it's got two, and they're pretty good. But the top pocket is fake, and it's badly faked. So you've got this, so the button is sewn to the flap instead of underneath, which they could have done quite easily and sewn a buttonhole, so you could have at least the pocket flap would have functioned. And there's no attempt at making a sort of fake pocket. There's no line here. It is a completely just a pocket flap sewn on top of the jacket. Again, from the point of view of, you know, I want to do a cosplay of Jack Torrance, that's fine. If you're looking for a screen accurate costume, probably not perfect. The final detail that's nice on this is it's got the elasticated cuff on the bottom. So there's a feature of Jack's jacket that is quite important. That the bottom is elasticated, and this not only is elasticated, but it functions like his. So when you wear it, it tends to pull a little bit tighter and open up slightly at the bottom, which again is how his looks when he wears it. What is slightly a bit of a problem on this one for some people is that the elasticated bit isn't brown. I know it looks a bit brown in this, but it's red. It's the same colour as the rest of the jacket. Again, if you look at the film, I'm 90% sure his is brown, which is also what most of the high-end replicas of his jacket do. But that said, I actually prefer it in red. I think it looks better. So that's what you get. You get the corduroy jacket, and it's all right, and you get the shirt, which sadly isn't accurate, but okay. For the money, it is expensive for what you get if you pay the full price for it, but there aren't really many alternatives. I kind of feel if you want to do a Jack Torrance cosplay, you've got three options. One is you buy a cheap corduroy red jacket and a cheap plaid shirt, and you do it, and that's probably fine, to be honest. You get an axe, and that works. Or you buy one of the higher end replicas that are, for a jacket alone, at least double the price of this, and is a nicer jacket, is a bit more accurate, has functioning pockets, but you're paying double just for the jacket, and you still would need to get the shirt. So I think for a costume, this is fine. It does the job, it's okay. You can always get the axe from Treat Studios as well. Here's my axe. I've added the blood to this, and again, film experts will say I went a bit overboard, which I did, but I like the effect. So yeah, that's about basically it. I will whack on the end a couple of pictures of me wearing it, so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, thanks guys.